All right, film fans, ready for another deep dive?
Ready when you are.
Today we're going to be talking about Whit Whitman,
Oh, interesting.
a true veteran in, well, pretty much every corner of the entertainment world, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, when I look at his career, it's not like a straight line.
Mm.
It's more like a web, right? Like
Yeah.
all these different experiences that he's pulled from to get to where he is now.
I mean, this guy designed games for WWE, tabletop RPG,
Oh,
and
really?
for like the Three Stooges and Dragon Ball Z. I mean, come on.
Wow.
So he doesn't just talk about filmmaking. He's been deeply involved in all sorts of creative projects.
That's what makes his perspective so interesting, I think.
Okay.
It's not just about like the technical how-tos of filmmaking. He understands the whole landscape,
Yeah.
the entertainment industry as a whole.
And he's super honest about it, too, which I really appreciate. Like, the film industry,
Yeah.
it can be brutal,
Yeah.
especially for people just starting out.
It's true.
And he doesn't sugarcoat that at all.
Especially this thing about like the lack of transparency
Right.
that he talks about. It can be really tough to navigate,
Yeah, you're trying to pitch your film, but maybe you don't totally understand how distribution deals work.
Yeah, exactly.
Quickly.
That kind of thing.
And he's been there, he's done that, and he wants to give people the knowledge they need
Yeah.
to protect themselves and their creative vision.
I love that, It's like he's saying, hey, I made a bunch of mistakes along the way. Here's how you can avoid them,
Totally.
which is so valuable,
Absolutely. And he's actually doing the work, too. It's not just talk.
Uh-huh.
He's got, like, over 200 film and TV show synopses under his belt.
Wow.
He creates demo reels for actors, and he's working on his 6th feature film right now.
Yeah.
So he's walking the walk,
That's awesome. Okay, so like, what is he teaching?
I mean, one of the biggest things is, like, understanding the film market,
Okay.
like how it actually works.
Yeah. Who the players are, what's hot right now, all of that. Because without that, it's really easy to get caught up in like unrealistic expectations.
Right. Like, my indie film's going to be the next Netflix sensation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wants filmmakers to be realistic, to understand that success takes time and effort and a lot of strategy too. It's not just about having a good story. You got to know how to sell it too.
You got to know the business side of it.
Yeah. And there are so many ways to do that. He talks about the different distribution models like theatrical release, streaming, festivals. It's a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. It's not one size fits all.
Not at all. And then there's the money, right?
Yeah, the money. Filmmaking is expensive.
Yeah. And he gets into that too. He talks about things like crowdfunding, grants, private investors.
Okay.
But he emphasizes that you need a solid business plan. You have to understand the financial realities.
So you need the passion, but you need to be smart about it, too.
Exactly. And that's where I think his entrepreneurial experience really comes in handy. He knows how to pitch, how to negotiate, how to build relationships, all of that.
So he's been doing this for, over 37 years?
I think, yeah, something like that.
The industry must have changed so much in that time.
Oh, absolutely.
What are some of the, biggest changes he's seen?
Well, I mean, the most obvious is probably the rise of digital filmmaking
Right.
and then all these streaming platforms. It's
Yeah.
completely changed how films are made, distributed, consumed. I mean, it's a different world now.
Yeah, totally.
And with that shift, you see a change in audience expectations too. People have access to so much content now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You really got to stand out. You got to offer something unique.
It's way more competitive now.
Yeah, everyone's competing for attention.
Right.
So he talks about how important it is to build a brand
Oh, interesting.
and market your film strategically.
Okay.
It's not enough to just be talented. You got to be savvy.
So being a good filmmaker, it's not enough anymore.
It's not enough, no. You got to be a marketer too.
That's a lot.
It is, but that's the reality. And he's very honest about it.
So why should people listening to this care about all of this?
Well, I think the big takeaway here is that knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And Whit's story proves that. He's achieved incredible things through passion, hard work, and a deep understanding of the business.
Yeah.
And those are things that anyone can develop.
And it's inspiring, Like, he's proof that you can break into this industry and build a career, even if you don't come from a privileged background or have everything figured out from the start.
Absolutely. And the fact that he's so willing to share his knowledge and experience, that's what makes him so special. He genuinely wants to see other people succeed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what makes his insights so valuable.
So we've covered a lot already, like from his early career to his thoughts on how the industry has changed. But we're just getting started. We're going to take a quick break to gather our thoughts, and then we'll be right back to dive even deeper into Whit's world of filmmaking wisdom.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about how much the film industry has changed
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
past 37 years or so. But one thing that hasn't changed is Whit's dedication to mentorship.
That's so true. I think that's one of the things that really stands out about him. He's not just focused on his own success.
Yeah.
He wants to bring others along with him.
Yeah, he's all about giving back, and he does it in some really concrete ways. Like,
Yeah.
for example, he's created over 100 demo reels for actors.
Wow. That's amazing. And I mean, demo reels can be so expensive
Yeah, they can be.
to make.
And they're essential for actors trying to break in.
You got to have them. So he's really giving them a huge advantage.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's not like he just, hands them a finished product.
Yeah.
He works with them,
Yeah.
Right. Helps them choose the right scenes, edit them effectively, make sure they're presenting themselves in the best possible light.
So it's like a learning experience, too.
Absolutely.
Not just a handout.
Yeah. He's all about empowerment,
Yeah.
like giving actors the tools they need to take charge of their own careers.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's not just actors that he mentors,
No,
right?
no. He consults with aspiring filmmakers, too.
Oh, cool.
Offers feedback on everything from scripts to pitches
Wow.
to overall strategies.
Yeah, so it's like having someone who's already walked the path show you the way.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you can avoid all the traps and pitfalls.
Yeah, and because he's got this diverse background, he can offer insights into pretty much every aspect of filmmaking,
Uh-huh.
from the technical stuff to the storytelling to the business side of things.
Oh, yeah. He's written over 200 film and TV show synopses.
I know. It's crazy.
What are some of the things that he emphasizes when it comes to crafting a compelling story?
Well, one of the biggest things is having a strong hook.
Okay.
You got to grab the audience's attention right from the start.
Right.
No messing around.
Yeah, you got to hook them.
And then, you need characters that people can relate to.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how crazy or fantastical the world is, if people can't connect with the characters on an emotional level, the story just won't resonate.
So it's finding that human element,
Yeah.
no matter what genre you're working in.
Exactly. And that's something Whit is so good at. His characters feel real, even when they're battling zombies or something.
Right.
And I think that comes from his diverse experience. He's worked on so many different types of projects.
Uh-huh.
He's able to see connections and draw inspiration from all these seemingly unrelated areas.
Like he's got all these different tools in his storytelling toolbox.
Yeah, exactly.
And he knows exactly which one to use for each situation.
And he's also incredibly open to new ideas. He's not afraid to experiment with new technologies or storytelling techniques.
So he's not one of those guys who's just like, this is how it's always been done. This is how we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, not at all. He's always looking to push boundaries.
So he's constantly evolving as the storyteller.
Yes.
Which is great.
And he encourages other filmmakers to do the same.
Yeah.
Stay curious, keep learning, keep experimenting.
I like that. But it's not always easy, right?
Not at all.
I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. He's got to have made some mistakes along the way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And he's very open about that.
Oh, good.
He talks about some of the lessons he's learned, one of the biggest ones being the importance of setting realistic expectations.
I feel that it's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of a project
Yeah,
and kind of let your dreams run wild.
totally. And then reality hits.
Yeah.
So he talks about, being flexible, being willing to adapt, because sometimes your initial vision needs to change.
Yeah. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
So it's about finding that balance, right?
Yeah,
Like holding on to your creative vision, but also being open to collaboration and compromise.
absolutely. And he also talks about the importance of contracts.
Oh, yeah.
He's learned that one the hard way.
I'm sure a lot of people have.
Yeah, you got to read every single line, consult with an entertainment lawyer, make sure you understand everything before you sign anything.
A lesson a lot of people have learned the hard way, I'm sure.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So we've talked about his mentorship, his approach to storytelling, his diverse experience, the lessons he's learned. What's he up to now? What's he working on?
Well, he's working on his 6th feature film,
Wow.
which is amazing.
It's awesome.
He's also developing several TV pilots,
Cool.
and he's still offering consultations and mentorship to other filmmakers.
So he's still very much in the game.
Oh, absolutely. He's incredibly active, and he shows no signs of slowing down.
That's great.
He's passionate about filmmaking, and it's contagious.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
It inspires everyone around him to, push their own boundaries and really chase their dreams.
It's inspiring. Like, he's proof that you can break into this industry
Uh-huh.
and build a successful career. No matter what your background is.
Absolutely. You just need the right mindset and the right support system.
Yeah, I love that. All right, well, we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still so much more to explore. We're going to take a quick moment to gather our thoughts, and then we'll be right back to wrap up this deep dive into the world of Whit Whitman.
We're back. And one thing that I keep thinking about is how much Whit emphasizes the importance of knowledge.
Yeah, totally. Like, it seems like almost every piece of advice he gives, it always comes back to that. Like,
Right.
education, understanding the industry, really knowing your stuff.
And it's not just about, reading books, right?
Right.
It's about the actual experience.
Yeah. Learning from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Always learning new things.
Absolutely. He's a perfect example of that, right?
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, especially in filmmaking.
And I love that he's not keeping it all to himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He's sharing it through his mentorship, his consultations, just by being so open about his own journey, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
That's what makes him so inspiring, I think.
Yeah.
He's not just trying to climb the ladder and leave everyone else behind.
Right. It's about building a community.
Yeah.
A network of support,
Mhm.
where everyone can learn from each other.
Totally. He's creating this ripple effect of knowledge and empowerment. It's really cool.
So let's take a step back for a second,
Okay.
Big picture. What does Whit's story tell us about the film industry today?
I think it shows us both the incredible opportunities that are out there and the challenges,
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword.
I mean, on the one hand, it's way more competitive than ever, right? Like, digital filmmaking and streaming platforms, they've opened up all these doors.
Yeah.
But it's also harder to stand out.
It is.
But those same platforms, I mean, they've created new ways to reach an audience.
True.
Which is amazing,
That's true, yeah.
that didn't exist before.
Yeah, so, more opportunity, but more competition.
Yeah.
But what Whit shows us is that with the right mindset, the right knowledge, and a lot of perseverance, you can still achieve your dreams.
Which is hopeful, right?
Oh,
It's like, don't let the challenges stop you.
Yeah.
Use them to push yourself further.
Exactly. And
Right.
that's where mentorship and community come in.
Yeah.
Surrounding yourself with people who believe in you, who can share their experience.
Right.
That makes all the difference.
It's not just about talent.
No.
It's about finding your people,
Or tribe.
Yeah, your support system.
Absolutely. And that's something you see throughout Whit's work, right?
Uh-huh.
He's always encouraging filmmakers to build relationships, network, connect with mentors, learn from the people who came before you.
Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive.
We have.
And I got to say, I'm feeling super inspired by Whitman.
Me too.
He's such a testament to, the power of passion, knowledge, and community.
Totally.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one last thought,
Okay.
What can you do today to become a more informed, more empowered filmmaker?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What steps can you take? Read some industry blogs, go to a workshop,
Yeah.
find a mentor.
Reach out to someone.
Maybe just take some time to think about your goals.
Yeah.
There's always something we can do,
Absolutely. And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination, right?
Right.
Embrace the challenges, celebrate the wins, and never stop learning.
So well said. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Whit Whitman.
It was a pleasure.
We hope you learned a few things and are feeling inspired to chase those filmmaking dreams.
Keep creating, keep learning, keep pushing those boundaries.
Until next time.